loyal. Bitches ain't loyal. Niggas ain't loyal. Bitches ain't loyal. Niggas ain't loyal. Bitches ain't loyal. Niggas ain't loyal.
He's not loyal.
She's not 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 loyal.
He's not loyal.
She's not.
What's up, everybody? It's Big Ruff TV, and I'm here with my very first music review. The album I'm going to be reviewing today is for Krayzie Bone's Chasing the Devil album. Now, Chasing the Devil is the fourth official solo album from the Cleveland native and Bone Thugs and Harmony frontman Krayzie Bone. The title of this album, Chasing the Devil, represents how people chase after the money, fame, material things, women, sex, etc., instead of focusing on the things that truly matter and improving themselves. At least that's what I gathered from listening to this album and the cover of the album and things of that nature. It's a very deep album, and I think Krayzie Bone gets the point across throughout this entire album. After about a 10-year wait for this album, because I remember, he started announcing it and following up somewhere after his last album released, which was the Gemini Good vs. Evil album. I say after all this time and a few good listens, it was well worth the wait, and I'm glad that I was able to get it and listen to it. The album starts off after an intro with what is easily my favorite song on the whole entire album. It's called Hold On to Your Soul. This is the kind of epic feeling that this album needed to open with. When you wait for one of your favorite artists to drop a much anticipated album, this is the type of song you want to open it. Everything about this song is strong, from the beat, the message of surviving and not letting the devil win the battle of good versus evil, the chorus, the breakdown with the gospel-esque singing at the end. I give this song 2 thumbs up, and I absolutely love it. Even my wife is tired of this song now, and I got her walking around the house singing it. I play it to death. That's how much I love Hold On to Your Soul. Easily my favorite song on the entire album. Krayzie follows this up with Cloudy, which is a song about his struggles and ultimately being down and trying to get himself out of a funk and hoping to see the sun shine again. Weapons of Mass Distraction, which is a song about basically the leaders of our country, and for that matter, the entire world, distracting us from what's really going on behind the scenes and forming a new world order. The Money, the Power, which discusses everyone's obsession with those two things and the lengths they're willing to go to get it, so that they can have all the material things they'd like to have and be powerful. However, after that point, this is where the album begins to take a turn into a different direction with a song called The Devil's Deal. Okay, so The Devil's Deal is the transitioning point of the album in which KB, which is Krayzie Bone, that's the abbreviation, KB tells the story of basically selling his soul to the devil in order to achieve the things he wants in life. It's a very good story told over music, and one of the best I've probably ever heard from Krayzie throughout his career. And I've been listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony since the beginning. They are actually a very big inspiration in my musical career, so I've been following them forever, and this is probably one of the best stories I've heard Krayzie Bone tell. The interviews describing the scene at the end of the song add to the effects of the lyrics, but it's the first portion of the album. If the first portion of the album is about Krayzie's struggles and trying to get to the top, The Devil's Deal transitions to his rise. Over the next few songs, KB breaks down everything that comes with the rise to fame and getting all the money and power you thought you wanted, which as it turns out isn't exactly how he imagined it. Krayzie eventually seems to realize the errors of his ways and begins the search for redemption. After a skit entitled Heart to Heart, which depicts a spouse leaving him and taking their children with her because he has become addicted to the fame in his career. Excuse me. Even before that, he seems to realize that if he doesn't leave the game's gonna kill him in the song A Wise Fool. Krayzie spends the rest of the album searching for forgiveness and an escape route to ultimately save his soul. Throughout this journey, we get a few guest features from fellow Bone Thugs, Flesh and Bone and Busy Bone. Everything is very melodic to the end of the album, which almost feels more like an R&B vibe as we get to the end of his journey. One quick note, a friend of mine hit me up when we were talking about the album, and he said something like the song Ride With Me, which is about Krayzie questioning if those who claim they care for him really care about him or if they're just in it for the money. My friend was saying that it sounds like it'd be perfect for another one of my favorite groups, which is Nappy Roots, to have a feature on this song. And after I listened to it a few times, I kind of agree with him, and that it would sound perfect if like Skinny DeVille or Fish Scales or some, one of those guys jumped on the track with him. That'd be perfect. It sounds like I could just hear Skinny DeVille on that beat for Ride With Me. It sounds perfect. Maybe we can get a remix of Ride With Me and get Skinny DeVille on that. Right now, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna get into what this album sounds like in the car, because I know a lot of people ride around and they listen to their music in the car most of the times. So I'm gonna give you a quick sample of how this album bangs in the car, and I get right back at you. This is gonna be in the car, jamming like a fool test for the Krayzie Bone Chasing the Devil album. This is in the car. The volume is at 20, push to 25. Let's see if it jams like a fool. Stop living like pretend he has no home. Stop living like pretend he has no home. Stop living like pretend he has no home. Thumbs up on the car, damn. He has no home. So hopefully that sounds pretty good to you all in the car, and you get a good sense of how you like to hear that in the vehicle. I think it sounds great. I'm trying not to have any bias because I am a Bone Thugs guy, and if you can see behind me, there's a Bone Thugs and Harmony poster. So I'm trying to do this review without any kind of bias, but it sounds great to me. The only area of the album that I don't like is the last skit of the album, and it's called So-Called Friends, which is an acapella by, I guess, one of Krayzie Bone's featured artists on his The Life Records record label. And the guy's name is Kane. And the lyrics and the delivery that Kane does on this song, they're fine. Like, they're really good. I have no problem with anything that Kane is saying. He has some really good punchlines and things like that. I just don't like, I don't feel like the skit fits in with the overall theme of this album. I kind of feel like that skit is out of place. And mainly like towards the end of that album, it just doesn't feel like it belongs there. And maybe if this was just a skit that was somewhere on a mixtape or on Kane's album or something, then that would be fine. But I don't think this song, that skit at least, fits on the overall theme of this album. It kind of brings the album out of whack a little bit. It's like there's a consistent vibe going, and then there's Kane's song. It's like, what the hell's going on? And then it's back to the vibe. So really, I just don't think it adds to anything or adds to the story that's being told. It just kind of seems like a filler song, which the album didn't even have any filler songs up to that point. But anyway, at the end of Chasing the Devil, You really feel like you've gone through a long journey with Krayzie. And I don't know for sure if he meant it to be, but it's kind of like a concept album. And you know, not a lot of people do concept albums these days. And it was really good to hear like a consistent story being told from beginning to end. And you know, that's just something that's not being done a lot these days in music. It shares his struggles, his rise to the top, his fall back down, his redemption, all of that. Like, it's all told throughout this album. The more I've listened to this album, the more I love it. Aside from the feature I spoke about with Kane, this is an album that I could easily see myself playing from beginning to end. The rumor is, and I think I read something about it from Krayzie Bone on Twitter, is that this is part one of a 3-set final album. Krayzie's been saying that he's going to retire, so this is rumored to be part one of like a 3-set series of albums. Then he's going to call it quits for his solo career. If that's true, then I can't wait to hear what else he has in store for us. This is a great album. I think Krayzie really delivered. It was often delayed. I know this album was supposed to come out like a year ago, and then he delayed it to like March, then he delayed it again to July, then he delayed it again to September. I'm like, this album is never gonna come out. Like, us as fans are like, come on, man, give us the album. And it finally came out, and it was well worth the wait, Krayzie. Like, well worth the wait. It's a solid album from beginning to end. And I give it a solid 4 out of 5. I really think out of his career, I would probably rank this up there, maybe above Thug on the Line, which I like that album too, but I wouldn't say it's quite better than, Gemini, Good versus Evil, or Thug Mentality. But anyway, that's been it. It's Big Roth TV signing out. If you like this video, give me thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, do that. And I'll try to make more of these music reviews for you all. Peace.